Hello everyone, welcome to uLearn Education Online channel. In today's video, we are going to see one of the most important IoT communication protocol, that is the TCP IP protocol suite. In this video, you are going to understand what is TCP IP protocol suite and what are the list of protocols that are present in TCP, and we are going to know about what is the protocol data unit in TCP IP. As we know that the TCP is connection oriented protocol for the communication, which helps in the exchange of messages among the devices over a network. And also the TCP lies between the application layer and the network layer in the TCP IP model. Now let us see what is the TCP IP model. So if you see, this TCP IP model is having a 4-layered architecture. So that is it consisting of 4 layers. One is an application layer, second one is the transport layer in which the TCP protocol will be present, and third one is an internet layer, and fourth one is a network access layer. In some books, this TCP IP model has 5-layered architecture. No problem. Whether it is a 4-layered or 5-layered architecture, the functionality of TCP IP will remain same. If you want the TCP IP model with 5-layered architecture, split this network access layer with the data link layer and the physical layer separately. Now let us see the functionalities of each layer. Here, this network access layer controls the hardware devices and media that make up the network. And the third layer is an internet layer which determines the best path for the transmission of packet through the network. And the second one is the transport layer. This transport layer supports the communication between diverse devices across diverse network. In brief, we can say that this transport layer deals with process to process communication. And the first one is an application layer. This layer deals entirely with the user, that is, it represents the data to the user or from the user, plus it will encode and controls the dialog box. So these are the functions that are involved in the TCP IP model. Now let us see, in order to perform these functions, what are the protocols involved in the TCP IP model. In brief, we are going to see what is the TCP IP protocol suite. Here, if you observe, each layer is having different number of protocols. For example, if I consider the network access layer protocol, then it is having a PPP, nothing but a point-to-point protocol, and also an Ethernet, as we know that it is a popular protocol used for the wired LAN technologies, and this is also having a many number of interface devices that work for the network layer. Now let us see what are the protocols involved in the internet layer. This internet layer is having a protocols NAT, ARP, ICMP, RIP, OSPF, EIGRP and BJP. Among this RIP, OSPF, EIGRP and BJP, these 4 protocols are used for the routing protocols. As we know that the routing protocols is nothing but defining a router. As we know that router is a device that works with the network layer. And here this ICMP protocol is mainly used for the IP support, and the NAT and ARP is mainly used for an internet protocol. Now let us see the transport layer. This transport layer is having mainly 2 protocols. One is an UDP and other one is a TCP. As we know that the transport layer mainly performs process to process communication, and the full forms of UDP and TCP are user datagram protocol and the transmission control protocol. And let us see what are the protocols involved in the application layer. As we know that this application layer entirely deals with the information of user, that is DNS. First protocol is DNS, nothing but data name system. This data name system includes the user information. And the second protocol is BOOTP and DHCP. These 2 protocols are involved for the host configuration. And the next protocol is SMTP, POP and IMAP. These 3 protocols are involved in email configuration, and next one is a FTP and TFTP. These two protocols are involved for transferring of files, and the last one is a HTTP. This protocol is used for web browsing. As we say, whenever we are browsing any website, then we are having HTTP in its address. Okay, this HTTP is nothing but web browsing indication protocol. So these are the protocols that are present in each layer. Now let us see what do you mean by the protocol data unit, that is PDU. So as we know that these PDUs are named according to the protocols of TCP IP suite. It means the PDUs can be data, segment, packet, frame and bits. Now let us understand this term like this. Whatever the user generates, that is from application layer, the application layer PDU, we are calling it as a data. Okay, so with application layer data, if we are adding the transport layer header or information, then the transport layer information is added with the application layer data. We will call it as a segment. That is the transport layer data, we are calling it as a segment. Okay, so therefore the application layer PDU we are calling it as a data, and the transport layer PDU we are calling it as a segment. Further, the network layer information is added to transport layer information. That is, once the network layer header is added, we will call that as a packet. So the network layer PDU we are calling it as a packet. With this packet, the header and trailer information is added in the data link layer. After adding header and trailer to the packet, the data link PDU we will call it as a frame. Okay, so finally these are the PDUs of each layer. So for application layer the PDU is data, and for the transport layer the PDU is segment, and for the network layer the PDU is packet, and for the data link layer the PDU is frame. Finally, these frames are converted into zeros and ones, nothing but bits in the physical layer. So the physical layer PDUs we are calling it as a bits. So here the data present in application layer we are calling it as a data. So whenever the header information is added to the data in the transport layer, we are calling the data in the transport layer as a segment. Okay, to this segment in the network layer we are adding the header information, that is a TCP header information or a network layer header information to the segment. We are calling that as a packet in the network layer. After that, to this packet the header and trailers are added to the packet in the data link layer. We are calling that PDU as a frame. Finally, in the physical layer, this frame will be converted into bits, that is zeros and ones. Therefore, we are calling the PDU of the physical layer is bits. So, this is about the protocol data unit, that is PDU. From this, we can understand what is the TCP IP and also the list of protocols that are present in TCP IP and a little more information about the protocol data unit. In the next video, we are going to see what is the header that is used in transport layer, nothing but the TCP header. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Keep supporting our channel and please subscribe to our channel. If you are having any doubts, let them put in the comment section. Thank you.